Hi everybody, back again with the DeAgostini model space build of the Kyosho Hummer H1. I'm Frank from RC Racing TV and Pole Position RC, and we've got steps 29 and 30. Not a whole lot left to do. We're well over, I believe we're over halfway. No, maybe not. No, we've got a lot more bits. I think we're just at halfway. I may have misspoken in the previous video. But anyway, it doesn't matter now. Let us get busy with getting these parts out. So we've got another bag of grease, got some bushings, and we've got a metal steering knuckle. Very interesting. That means this is going to be a lot harder to break than the plastic piece that it might normally be. Very interesting. Very nice to see that. It looks like just forged aluminum. Not sure exactly, but it seems pretty light. It's definitely, I don't think it's steel. I'm going to open, well, I'm not going to open the bag, but well, I'll just keep the bag handy because we do have other grease bags still to use, but we can, now that we're sort of building up a good amount of grease, we can afford to be a bit more liberal with it. So there's another diff shaft. We got our bushings and reducer gears here. And this is going to be pretty similar, I think, to the plastic hubs that we saw in the previous builds for the rear. So the first thing we're going to do is put in our, not that one, this one, our bushing. Push it into place. There we go. Just make sure it's nice and snug there. Looks quite cool, I think. And now we're going to get some grease from one of our previous bags, and we'll get it all over this. It's not technical in any way, but the shafty portion of this diff shaft. That is quite a lot there. And we're pushing it in from this side here. There we go. And now I'm going to wager that we're going to look at the flat sides of this gear. See how this has a wide area and that has a narrow area. The narrow side, I should say, goes in there. And then, well, that's it. Okay, that's it for step 29. Okay, we don't put the E-clip on just yet. So we're going to go straight into step 30, which is probably, judging by the amount of parts and everything, is a bit more involved. There's quite a lot more to do in this step. There's all of our metal pieces. Well, not all. We've got plenty more here. There's our hardware. And drivetrain pieces. Okay, and plastics. Okay, now, once again, we're taking the gear off and this shaft out, and we're getting this shaft, and we're getting grease on it just like we did the second rear hub. Okay. And now we're getting the 1480. There we are. And we're putting that through the bottom this way. There we are. It's quite a lot of grease actually built up. I put too much grease on it, so. Well, first we'll get is it the 12 mil pin? Yeah, so that's the short pin. Remember, we're looking at for the shorter of those two pins. Putting that on the shaft, putting the gear over that. There we are. And then putting not this E-clip, but this one to secure that in place. And then we're putting this one back. Is that right? Yeah. Making sure that, again, that the smaller faced side faces the actual piece. And then we put this E-clip on. So now the E-clips are all in place. Make sure it turns smoothly, of course. And now we're going to probably use up all the rest of this grease on these gears and use up some of this grease as well. There's quite a lot of grease on this one, in this bag. You see how as those gears mesh, there'll be plenty of intermeshing of that grease. Just make sure it stays on the teeth. So these are the reducer gears for this drivetrain system. And now we put this bushing on. Get some grease on there. Because again, it's metal to metal contact. It's always a good idea to have some grease. And now we put that on like that. And we've got, let's see, they don't suggest any Loctite, or thread locker, so I'm going to leave it. These are steel screws going into an aluminum piece. So just, once again, using the hex wrench to get these pieces in. So this is all pretty much exactly the same way apart from two different pieces, being the metal hub and the diff input shaft, by which I mean this piece here. Pretty much exactly the same assembly as the rear hubs, so that's pretty handy. Right, and again, don't tighten it down too much. Looks like we're all okay. Alright, and now for the last bushing, I'm going to get some grease on this shaft here. And we're going to put this final drive bushing in. Put this pin on, or through the hole, and remember the rounded sort of lip side of this. Actually, no, pin can't go in yet. That goes there, so with the rounded lip side facing the hub, and then the pin through, plastic piece over that, and then the wheel nut over that. And then just give it a good spin, make sure it feels nice and smooth, and it does, it feels great. There we go. The next step is, so we've got the dog bone here. We're going to get the chassis. So we're putting this on the left side. So let's see here. We've got, this is a bit different. So now it says this piece that we've got, where it's got this sort of step that comes out. This is the inside and this is the outside. And you can see when you line up the holes where those balls are going to go. They're going to go in there. Okay. So first thing we do is put the dog bone in, or the drive shaft, whatever you want to call it. Line that up. So now that's in place, and we'll start with the top one. Drop that in. And we've got 3mm wrench. There we are. Flip it over and do the other side. There we go. Nope. Sorry about that, not really showing much there. Yeah, so there we are. So there we are. There's the front of the suspension. Now that's a heavy piece with all that metal inside, and the metal. It's about as heavy as that, actually. Right. So now this, the L wrench we're not using, and this is just an extra small screw. So we're going to put that in our parts box, and that is steps 29 and 30 done. Right, so the next step is doing the exact same thing on the other side. So we'll get to that in the next video. In the meantime, that's it from me. I've been Frank from RC Racing TV and polepositionrc.com. Building for you the DeAgostini Model Space Kyosho Hummer H1. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.